Hey guys, are you someone that can come up with ideas very quickly? Or do you have the special skills or talents that you have not yet developed? Well, this episode is for you. Even if none of these things applies to you, this episode is also for you because we are going to cover the different options and the different ways you can turn your ideas into money through royalty income. Welcome to the Wealthy Journals podcast. I am Dr. Charity Ezenwa Onaku. I am an educator, a social entrepreneur, and the founder of Wealthy Gen. The most important investment you could ever make is investing in yourself. By spending some time with me today, you are building your knowledge and your financial capacity. My goal is to bring you an inspiring message to help you build sustainable wealth. Your journey to becoming financially free and building true wealth starts right now. We've all heard about not putting all our eggs in one basket, right? About having multiple streams of income. Well, royalty income is one way for you to have multiple streams of income doing what you already love doing, while still maintaining your 9-to-5 job or your full-time job. I recently hosted a Dine and Learn event with wonderful women in Maryland. And while we dined and discussed, we talked about the different ways that they can earn multiple streams of income, different ways they can earn more money doing what they already have the passion for. The good thing is that most of these women already have their full-time jobs, right? They still maintain their 9-to-5 jobs, but they learn how they can turn their passion, their skills, their talents into multiple streams of income for themselves and their families. After we hosted that event, I've got so many feedbacks from them, and they've all shared how spending that little time with me on that event had turned their finances around, how they have turned what they normally do for passion's sake, how they have turned their skills or the knowledge, what they have left since to waste, how they have turned all of those things into money-making machine for themselves. Today, we are going to bring that to you, those discussions, those ideas, those strategies, and even more here to show you how you can turn those ideas and passion into money. And we are going to focus on royalty income and how you can make that happen. So, what exactly is royalty income? Royalty income are payments you receive for letting people use your properties. So if you own a property and you let someone use your property, they pay you royalty income, right? I know that when we talk about properties, we normally will think about our houses, our cars, and things like that. Yes, if you have a house or if you have a building and you let someone use that house of yours, they pay you. But what they actually pay you is not royalty income, but it's actually rental income, right? So for the purpose of this episode, we are going to discuss our properties into two different types. We are going to talk about the real properties and we are going to talk about the intellectual properties. Our real properties are the natural resources, your oil, your gas, your minerals, right? So if you own oil and gas and minerals and you let someone else use that, what they pay you is royalty income. But we are not going to focus on your natural resources as properties today. We are not going to focus on royalty income as it relates to natural resources today, but we are going to focus only on the intellectual properties, on the royalty income you can get on your intellectual properties. And what are your intellectual properties? Your intellectual properties are the creations of the mind, the creations of your mind, right? If you're able to create something out of your ideas, out of your talents, right? Those are your intellectual properties. An example is your copyrighted works. Your copyrighted works are expressions of ideas. So if you're able to express your ideas through art, your artistic works, such as your drawings, your sketches, your sketchings, your illustrations, all of those things are your artistic works, right? That's an example of your copyrighted works. Another example is your music. So when you record the music, you get it copyrighted. That's an example of your copyrighted works, and you can earn royalty income from that. Another example is your movies. Actors and actresses, you sign up on Netflix and you watch them act. The money you pay is royalty income that goes to them. Okay, so the other example is your literary works, right? Your books, your novels, your articles, all of those things. Those are your literary works and they are your copyrighted works. So each time you go to the store, the bookstore, and you buy a book, that is royalty income to the author. Okay, so that's another example for you to earn royalty income. The other category, we talked about copyrighted works. The other category is your patents, right? Your inventions. So when you invent something, you have an idea of a product and you get it patented. That is another way that you can earn royalty income, even if you don't create the product itself. Another person can see your idea and use your idea to create a product. The fact that you have your idea patented, the person using your patented idea can actually pay you royalty income. So the other is trade secrets, right? Trade secrets, your franchises. I'm going to give McDonald's as an example, right? McDonald's has a strong business model. And a lot of McDonald's stores you see out here, restaurants you see out here, are really not owned by McDonald's. They are owned by people that actually pay franchise fees to McDonald's. And we get to that later. So your trade secrets, Coca-Cola has a trade secret. McDonald's has a trade secret. So if you have a trade secret, that can be protected, and other businesses can pay you franchise to actually use your business secrets. So those are the three categories we are going to examine: your copyrighted works, your patents, and your trade secrets. They are the different ways you can earn royalty income. So how can you get paid for this, right? How can you, because that's why we're here. We want to know, we know all of those things, but we want to know how we can actually make money from them. The first thing is to come up with the idea. Right? Think about anything. Think of something, but not just anything. You have to think of the right thing. The idea has to be right. And the right idea is an idea that solves a problem. For your idea to be right, it has to solve a problem. Right? So begin with solving a problem either for yourself or solve a problem for someone else. That's how you know that your idea is right. So not every idea is right. Begin with an idea. Begin by thinking of an idea that actually solves a problem. So what are different ways or different examples of such an idea, of what that idea could be? We talked about building a strong, repeatable business model as an example. And we started by giving an example of McDonald's, right? So McDonald's has this business model, a strong business model. And the business model is highly repeatable. So all of these McDonald's restaurants you see out there pay franchise fees to McDonald's to actually use their processes, marketing, and even logo, right? So if you have an idea of a business process, a business process that you can actually develop and test running. Develop that business idea, develop the business process, and test it. When you test it, you want to make sure that it is something that can easily be repeatable. Once you do that, you can begin to self-franchise on that idea. So whoever that uses your idea, your business process to actually start their own business will pay you royalty income for that. So if you have an idea for a strong, repeatable business model, that is one way for you to earn royalty income. So it's a good way for you to start. Start building that process, start developing that process, and test it, and make sure it's an idea or a process that another business can easily replicate. Then you start building your packages around selling franchise on that business process. That is one way. I know a lot of people might say, I'm not into building business models. If you are not into that, if you think you cannot create a repeatable business model, and you have an idea, you can put your idea and organize your idea into a book. Articulate those ideas and write a book, right? Put your ideas down so that another person can use it. Okay, so when you write, if you think you cannot really write a book, or you don't know where to start, you can just start writing piece by piece. Write one page today. Tomorrow you write something. Don't worry about organizing it together first. You are going to focus on getting your ideas down somewhere. And before you know it, as you continue to write piece by piece, your ideas will begin to take shape. Or better still, you can start writing blog posts, right? As you begin to write blog posts, you can make videos. Your key here, or your goal here, is to get your ideas out. As you continue to write blog posts or make videos, your ideas, the ideas for your book will begin to take shape. And who knows, as your readership and viewership begins to increase, then you may begin to get royalty income from your blog posts and videos as well. So that is one thing for you to consider. Get your ideas down in a book and get it published. The money you receive for every copy of the book sold is royalty income for you. Now, here's the good thing. The money might not be a lot, but each time a copy is sold, you get royalty income. 10 years down the line, as long as the book is published, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, you continue to get royalty income each time a copy is sold. So it's something for you to think about, okay? If you have not started putting your ideas down, now is a good time for you to start. You might be losing on royalty income out there because you have not decided to, or you have not put your ideas down. So it's something for you to consider and start now. The other thing is for you to create an online course, right? You have these wonderful ideas, you know how to do some things. Sometimes it doesn't really have to be a book. It doesn't have to be something too fancy. It doesn't have to be something too technical. You might know how to cook this delicious food. You might know how to do this certain thing. There are so many things. You might know a lot about fashion, right? There are so many things, there are so many gifts out here for everyone. All you have to do is to look inside, look inwards, and identify that your talent. Identify that thing that you have the capacity or the capability, the talent, the skills to do, right? Create an online course. It might be a little tough in the beginning, but once you have your online course created and developed and published online, each time someone takes your online course, they pay you. The money you get from that is royalty income from your online course. So think about that. The other thing is for you to innovate and patent a product. So even if now a lot of us have, you might have idea for a business model, you might write a book, you might have an idea of how something should work, about how a product should work. Maybe you have a cup in your home that you really don't quite like how the lid is. You can create or innovate or think of a better way, an improved way to have the lid. It's an idea of a product, and once you have that, you can patent it, right? So once you have your idea patented of a product, anyone that tries to use that same idea for a product will pay you, plus it's your patented idea, and investors will gladly pay you for that particular idea, right? So think about that. Patenting a product. You can develop a software or a mobile app, right? There are a lot of beautiful ideas living in the minds and heads of so many of us, right? Technology is everywhere now. You can do basically everything using technology. Do you have an idea of that we can develop and build into a mobile app? An idea of a process of anything that we can build and develop into a mobile application? Go for it. That is your royalty income waiting out there for you. So when somebody downloads your app and uses your app and pays you for using the app, you get royalty income. And one thing I want you to continue to keep in mind is that once you have it out there, royalty income will continue to stream in. Right? You might just do a little maintenance and all of that. You might still be working your 9 to 5. You might still be doing other things you like to do. But once you have it produced, developed, and out there, royalty income will continue to stream in. So think of developing a mobile app as one way for you to earn royalty income. Our artists are not left out, right? Our wonderful artists, your sketches, your drawings, your illustrations, those are different ways for you to earn royalty income. Now, I know a lot of parents out there that have children or kids that have this talent, artistic talent. Do not let them sit on it, right? Even you as an adult, do not sit on your ideas. You can begin with yourself, your family members, your parents, right? Your extended family, your friends, right? Start with them and then you can ask for referrals. Okay? So your drawings, your sketches, your illustrations, all of these are royalty income for you. Now I have this young lady. that can draw about anything. If you see her sketches, it's just like real. If she sketches it just like you are just the one standing right in that paper. She's still in college, but she's made a lot of money just by sketching. So there are so many ways for you to earn royalty income. So these are just a few of the ways that we can cover today. So we just covered the very first step, coming up with the right ideas, right? And we've showed you the different ways you can form your ideas around. But those ideas, all these beautiful ideas we've talked about, are nothing if not executed. Your ideas are worthless if you did not bring them to life. And that brings us to our second stage, or second step, which is execute. So we formed our ideas, we know our ideas, we know the problem that our ideas are going to solve. They are worthless if we just have them in our minds. If we just write them down as ideas, we have to actually bring them to life. And how do we bring them to life? We have to actually create those things that we've talked about. This is time for you to build that business model. Execution stage is the time for you to actually write that book. Execution stage is time for you to actually create that online course, actually do those sketches, actually start writing your articles, actually start innovating and patenting a product. So this execution stage is the stage for you to actually bring those ideas to life. Now, this is the stage that many of us struggle. A lot of ideas die even before they see the light. A lot of ideas die within us because we fail to execute. It's not enough to just have ideas. Ideas need to be backed up with execution, with action. We have to actually create those things, create that idea and bring them to life. So if you are one of us that actually think of something and sit on it, do not sit on it. Think of it is fine, that's just the first stage. Move on to the second stage and actually execute, actually take action and bring that idea to life. Now, here are different ways for you to actually make this stage go a lot smoother and easy for you. We know about technology. This is the age of technology and technology is everywhere. Leverage the power of technology. We talk about ubiquitousness of technology, right? Now is the time. The execution phase is the time for you to leverage the power of technology. It's going to make this phase go a lot smoother. There are so many things you can do with technology and it's going to make the execution easy and smoother for you. Also, consult mentors in your area, right? Are you an artist? Find a mentor in the artistic industry, right? Are you an actor? Find a mentor in the movie industry, right? You want to produce music? Find a mentor. You want to write a book? Find a mentor. Find an author that can mentor you. So find that mentor in the industry of your interest, right? And use them. Get their ideas. Let them guide you. They are going to help you actually bring this to life. Bring your ideas to life. The other piece that I really, really love so much is for you to surround yourself with those people that actually help you or push you to bring your ideas to life. I'm going to say it again. Surround yourself with those people that can actually push you to bring your ideas to life. Why do I say this? I know we have a lot of friends, families, and connections that whenever we are together, the only thing we talk about is what is the latest fashion, right? What is happening on Facebook? What is the new car that I can buy? What is the new movie trending, right? So those things are good, but it's also important to have connections, the network of people that actually push you to grow, right? I have this beautiful saying that says, your network is your net worth. If you listen to me, you will continue to hear this from me. Your network is your net worth. So surround yourself with those people that actually push you to grow, to improve your finances. And when you have this beautiful, wonderful brainchild, your ideas you're trying to bring to life, surround yourself with those people that push you to actually make it happen. I have this friend, which is her name. Whenever we call, we talk, we see, the question that usually comes from her, from me is, what's new, right? Because she knows that each time we talk, there is always something I'm working on. There's always something she's working on. So what's new has become a regular greeting. What's new? And You can't just hear what's new and not talk about something good or something positive. So that's the kind of friends you should surround yourself with. I'll talk differently on a different topic about your connection. So your connection is everything. It is one strategy or one tip for you to actually execute your ideas and bring them to life. Find people that you can connect with that can actually push you to bring your ideas to life. So we've got a wonderful idea. We've brought that idea to life. The next stage is for us to test run. This is very important. We need to test our ideas with real people. If we've gone to stage 2 to actually produce that product or produce whatever it is we're working on, the stage 3, before we can actually quite bring that to market, before we can actually bring it out, it's important that we test run whatever we've created with real people, with real users. Okay, so send your book to the editor. You've sat down, you've written number of pages on your book, send it to an editor to actually read your book to make sure it's readable, right? Test run your online course. You've built this course, you've uploaded, you've done this. Before you can actually bring it out to the market, have real people take your course and test it, right? Get testers for your mobile app. You have your mobile app built and ready. Get real tester to make sure it's actually what your customers or users will want. All right, test your new product with real people. What you're looking for in this testing phase is feedback. Feedback is very important. It is key. What you're looking for is feedback. You want to make sure that what you've created is what people want and what they are willing to pay for. You want to make sure that what you've produced is actually solving the problem that you have envisaged. So test your product with real people and look for feedback. And with this feedback, you are going to use the feedback to tweak and improve your product. And you're tweaking and improving it to make sure that when you finally bring it out to market, people are going to pay you for that. So take advantage of the testing phase and make sure that you are producing the product or service that people want and that they are willing to pay for. So after we've test run our product, it is time for us to actually set the right price. It is time for us to set the price that people are going to pay us to use our product or to use our property, right? Because we are focusing on our intellectual property. We are using our minds, our ideas to create something, right? So it's time for us to set the right price that people are going to pay to use our properties, right? So we are going to charge money for that, right? How do we do that? There is no particular way of actually setting the right price. But one thing I want you to focus on is that, remember at the beginning, your idea has to be something that solves a problem. So I want you, when you set your price, focus on that solution you're offering, because people are going to pay you for the value your product is going to offer. People are going to pay you for the solution you're offering. So focus on that solution and set your price based on the value you are offering. I know a lot of people make the mistake of charging very low price, right? Yes, that might be a good strategy, but most times people don't equate price with value. The lower your price, that doesn't necessarily mean people are going to buy your product because the price is low. Most people look for value. So make sure your product or what you have created using your ideas is actually offering value, it's actually solving a problem, and then set that price based on that. Trust me, people are going to pay you if you're offering good value to them, and they're going to pay you based on that value, right? So also, when you set your price, consider the feedback you got from your testing phase, because when you're testing, you're looking for feedback. What are their comments? What are they concerned about? Then when you build in those feedbacks into your modification and tweaking and improvements, then when you set your price, consider those feedback you got from them, and then you're going to come at the right price for your product. Now, after you've set the right price, you had the idea, you created the product, you test run it, and you've set the price, now is the time for you to actually market your wonderful child, right? Bring your product to the market. Okay? Spread the word. Spread the word. Let people know about your wonderful product. You have to get the word out. If you do not get the word out, people are not gonna know, and people are not gonna pay you. You're not gonna get royalty income if people do not know about your product. Get the word out. Be visible with your product. Right? This is key. Market your product. And when you market your product, sell that solution. Sell that solution. Sell that value that your product is offering. Focus on that. That thing that makes your product to stand out. Focus on it and market. Right? There are different ways you can market your product. Use social media, right? The good thing about social media these days is that you can get your word out through different platforms. So you make use of social media and spread the word and sell your solution. That is the key to marketing. Sell that thing you're offering that makes your product to stand out. You can build a website. Is another way for you to get your word out, get your product, and also kind of build legitimacy, even though it doesn't necessarily equate to that, but it gives you another headway. Then do not forget the power of word of mouth. Yes, word of mouth is still a very good marketing strategy in this phase. Let people know about your product and let them tell their friends. When they know about your product and the value you are offering, they tell other people. That is one area we need to tap into. So do not forget the word of mouth. Let people know about your product and then have them spread the word. Have them tell other people. Word of mouth is one good strategy that you can use to get your product out. So we've started with these wonderful ideas, and we showed you different ways or different options you have to actually begin to think about your ideas. Remember, your ideas are nothing if you do not bring them to life. So execute by creating that product. Create that thing that you have conceived the idea of. After you create that thing, test run it. Make sure it's something that people want and that they are willing to pay for. Test it with real people. And what you'll be looking for in the testing phase is feedback, right? Find out what they want, find out their feedback from them, and then you can tweak and improve your product to make sure that it's something people are really gonna they're gonna want and that they are willing to pay you for. After you tweak and improve your product, then you set the right price. Remember, set your right price based on the solution you're offering and based on the feedback you got from your testing phase. After you set the price, it is time to market. Spread the word. Tell people about your product, right? Sell the solution. Let people know about your product, and they're gonna pay you for that. So with all of these things, you will continue to get royalty income. People will continue to pay you. Once you have it out, once you have introduced your wonderful brainchild into the market, your work is almost done. You're just going to do a little tweaks in and here and there. And as long as people continue to use your properties, which you've produced, which you've executed, you will continue to earn royalty income. And so, last word for this episode is that you do not sit on your ideas. Yes, if you have ideas, if you have a talent or skill that you have not yet developed, do not sit on it. Okay? Bring that idea to life. Execute it, bring it to life. Whatever your idea is, bring it to life. Remember that ideas are worthless if you did not execute them. Remember, your ideas are worthless if you did not bring them to life. My hope is that with these tips, the strategies that we've shared, you are going to get to work and you are going to bring that your idea to life. Well, if you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. And I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. And I will see you on my next episode.